Hello, my dear friends and not yet friends. Welcome back to Mary's Test Kitchen, where we're making the indulgent Korean street food, 6-sided cream cheese garlic bread at home and vegan, of course. Saturated with garlicky vegan butter and filled with dairy-free cream cheese. These buns are soft on the inside and deliciously crispy on the outside. When you bake them in your oven or air fryer, they'll smell so good you won't want to wait to dig in. So let's dig into this recipe right away by slicing wedges into a few vegan milk bread buns, or in my case, just 2 really giant buns. I might have gotten carried away with the idea of giant puffy milk bread buns, but hey, I like big buns. You finish the rest. I used my new easy vegan milk bread recipe for these, but of course you can go the even easier route and just buy some nice soft white rolls for this recipe instead. Leave about 1/2 inch at the base so they stay intact, and you get this structure. Reminds me of those origami fortune-telling things. You ever make or play with those? Anyways, put those on a parchment-lined baking sheet for later while we make the cream cheese filling. Into a large mixing bowl, add a tablespoon of sugar. Yes, sugar, just go with it. Plus a 1/4 cup of cold vegan butter and a 1/2 cup of vegan cream cheese. Whip it until everything is combined and fluffy. Then transfer that to a piping bag or other strong bag with a tip you can cut off later. I'll put that in the fridge so it doesn't melt while we make the garlic butter wash that will soak into the bread and make it super flavorful on the inside and crispy on the outside after we bake it. Using the same bowl as before, combine a couple tablespoons of plain soy milk and a tablespoon of cornstarch. The setting power of this combo makes up for the egg that is normally used. Then the rest of the ingredients. I'm using pre-minced garlic even though I wish I was using fresh, to be honest. A 1/4 cup of melted vegan butter, a tablespoon of nutritional yeast, a tablespoon of dried parsley, a tablespoon of corn syrup, 1/2 teaspoon of dried basil, and also garlic powder, but that extra bit is optional. I added it to make up for the less potent store-bought pre-minced garlic. During this time of social distancing, you just get the garlic you can get and make it work. Now for the fun part. Get that cream cheese mix out of the fridge and pipe it between each wedge. Start at the base of the wedges so they fan out. I'm doing a little at a time and going around to make sure I have enough and it goes in evenly. Then for the even more fun part, dunk an entire filled bun in the garlic butter wash. Really get in there and all over the outside. Then put it back on the parchment-lined baking sheet and do the other one. Spoon over the leftovers. And if you had any whipped cream cheese mix left, pipe it into the middles. Then these go into the oven preheated to 425 degrees Fahrenheit or 220 degrees Celsius for about 15 to 20 minutes. If you have smaller buns, you should check them at around the 10-minute mark. If you're using an air fryer, there's no need to preheat. Just place them in the basket, make sure there's a couple inches of space between, and air fry at 400 degrees, and your buns should be done in about 10 minutes, depending on the power of your machine and the size of your basket. Your kitchen is going to smell incredible either way. Just listen to that sizzle. I love it. I can hardly wait to get in there. But I'm going to sprinkle a little black salt over the top for just the slightest eggy flavor. It's so crispy on the outside. So soft on the inside, very garlicky, very buttery, with a mild cheesy flavor and creaminess as well. And the sweetness, while it's not my usual thing, it's pretty good. As you can tell, this is very rich. 1 or 2 of these wedges is more than enough for a snack, well, for me at least. So you see, even though I tried to make this recipe a reasonable size, we're gonna have leftovers. Which is totally fine because it's really easy to store them. You can cut the wedges into individual portions. Then spread them out on the same baking sheet. Wait until they're cooled to room temperature and stick the whole tray in the freezer. Once they're totally frozen, you can pop them into a freezer bag. I'll go into more detail in the printable recipe, which, as always, is linked in the description box. So, will you try it? Let me know in the comments below. I know the sweetness of this garlic bread might throw some of you off, but it's actually quite interesting. And it would be so excellent alongside lasagna, when it's lasagna season again. Right now, it's too hot for me to think about. Coming up next, I'll share the tutorial for the giant milk bread buns in case you want those specifically. And I'm re-editing my best vegan burger tutorial because there are some FAQs I want to address, plus there's some fat to trim off that video, if you know what I mean. Thank you so much for watching to the end, my friend. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and share it with anyone you miss going out for snacks with. Gosh, I really miss eating out. Anyways, please subscribe if you haven't already for more easy vegan recipes. Stay well and stay safe. Bye for now.